Sepk here from my usual Sunday stream, doing another deck profile today, this time for the deck I brought to the last tournament, which performed quite well. So let's get right into it. So I call this book burning, or something along those lines. Basically, it's another Raka list, but with the most recent patch, Loremaster got a pretty massive rework now. Now he serves as a powerful draw engine, despite that his actual stats are much weaker now. But having a powerful draw engine with a respectable body is pretty nice. I've always liked getting units that can draw me cards rather than having to spend tempo on draw, so I'm rather a fan. And because you have some control, these are more like tutors than they are draw, that lets you do some fun little combos. So we have 3, 6, 9, 12 possible targets for Loremaster here. Incinerate and Flame Burst being our backline answers. Incinerate just being a card that I pretty much always run if I'm running Warlocks. It's really strong. It can kill a backline Crypt. It can bypass a Brynjolf's Frenzy with not Frenzy. What is it called? Relentless with Obliterate. That's just a really handy keyword to use with some very high damage for its cost. Now, Flame Blast I don't run nearly as often because, while it does do a crazy amount of damage, that mana cost is often a little bit pricey, but this deck can afford it. So this gives us, because Loremaster is a little on the weak side stat-wise, and we're not running something like another Dragon or a Cargrim or an Arbiter. This sort of gives us a way to kill off other big things. While it won't one-shot a dragon, it will do most of the work for you, to the point that even a 2-drop, well, maybe not books, but like Mobster could finish it off. And so that's really nice. And keep in mind, while I'm never a fan of it, it is a thing that the deck has to do. Both of these can just target castle to end games if you manage to get your opponent low too. It's, by its nature, it's sort of an aggressive list, which not usually my style, but I like what this deck does have going on. It's not proper aggro, it's much more mid-rangey, but it certainly does want to be the aggressor, which is usually the case when you're playing Warlocks. It's sort of a similar principle to the Fire and Ice list I'd spotlighted a little while ago. But let's talk about some of our other choices. Obviously, Raka is here because he's just a big powerhouse, and we're running a super low mana count to be able to afford him. Since he's gone up a little bit in the most recent rework, and alright, I suppose we should talk about how much Raka has changed too. So his damage on his explosion has come down by 10. His mana cost has gone up by 2. But now, this is a last will. This is a huge buff to the card, because before, your opponent could just kill him to prevent that explosion from going off. Now it is guaranteed to go off, which is a really big deal. So the explosion itself may be weaker, and he may cost more, but the fact that he is guaranteed to explode is really big. He's still very strong. I think he's at least as strong as he used to be, if not a little bit stronger. On release, this was a little bit higher, and this was a little bit lower, but those got toned down a little bit. So I think he is close to what he was before, but he's much easier to play now. You don't really need to worry about trying to throttle your mana. You just sort of want to keep him alive and run him over to the castle and force your opponent to kill him. But of course, throttling mana is also still valid if you want him to explode. And we can facilitate that with Pyromancer and Flame Blast. But generally, you're not actively trying to kill him off anymore, which is why we're so low on our mana count. So on to the other part of the deck's cool thing. So obviously Flame Blast and Incinerate are two of our targets for Loremaster, and then our other two are Faithful Drake, just so we have a minion we can draw when we want. And we don't really have any knights in here, so he's not really getting much synergy, but he's still just a solid flyer body. And here's the other big part of the deck. So Blessed of the Meek has also changed quite a bit now. It's no longer this hyper-focused combo that you only want to cast on 3 drops. Now it's just really good on any low-level unit you cast. Like, it's phenomenal on level 1s and 2s now, just because it's a flat buff. So it may not quite have the raw combo power potential it used to have. It is much better in general, and you just want to play it as soon as you can, generally. And the fact that we can reliably draw this with Loremaster is a very nice touch. And we have a fairly decent low curve here, so we'll generally always have a solid target for it whenever we do find it. We don't have much in the way of defensive things here, no Dragon Shield, nothing like that. We do have Reconciliation, just because, it draws a card, it's just a great card in general. But for the most part, you're going to want to be on the offense. If you are on the defense, hopefully a combination of Reconciliation and just having a lot of early drops will do the job for you. So basically, I generally feel like I pick my best in slot early drops. Mobster, big bucket of stats for 1 gold. Acolyte, pretty much an auto. For Warlocks, Books, flying with Straw. Priest, just phenomenal, as I've talked about before. Like, if you're not going for a specific synergy, you generally want to fit him. And Faithful Drake, not because he's a great pick, but just because he works with Loremaster. Magma Titan gives you some extra defensive ability, and he's got pretty respectable stats. Obviously Pyromancer, because we have the mana to afford him. Well, he's also been nerfed just a very small amount. He's still just really good all around. And Temple for finding extra Rakas. Oh, that's the deck. Let's go grab a couple game. A few minutes ago there was a pretty... Oh, of course. There was... Oh, okay, it is still there. We just lagged for a second. Alright, there we go. Nice, large lobby to grab some games with. Alright, so we're up against Val. Alright, I don't want Drake or Incinerate in my opening hand, because I really want to try and dig for that Meek early on. I'm tempted to keep both of these, but I think I really want to try and dig for the Meek. So I'm just going to hold on to Books for now, because I really want to try to find a Blessing of the Meek, because an early Blessing of the Meek on Books will just win the game, usually. Mobster's solid too. That's the other thing you generally want to be mulling for. You want to keep an opening play, and you want to look for Mobster just so you can really get your early tempo going. Up against Purple-Black. This is most likely an Altar Rat deck, but I think we between Pyromancer and Raka, we're pretty good on AoE here. I guess I will just go ahead and trade into this troll now. Usually, you want to be going face with your Guardians, but I do just want to sort of deal with that before he gets anything like an Altar down. Yep, there it is. Yeah, this is definitely Altar Rats. Alright, well, let's get the Book down. Book will start getting to do some damage soon. Yeah, we're still probably going to trade the Mobster in. Doesn't feel great, but that's okay. Yeah, that Altar's already starting to do some work. Those ticks add up real fast. Alright, so we've got Loremaster in our hand, so we're not really worried about our hand size. I think, do I go for the Drake or do I go for the Books and the Mobster? Drake's really doesn't have that much stats, so yeah, let's just go to get multiple bodies down. keep the pressure up, since we're not too worried about our hand size anyways. Now the real question... Ooh, there's that decay. Ooh, boy. Okay, so I guess I should have gone for the Drake. Tough calls here. So pretty much everyone's going to die. I think I do want to try and deal with this Altar. Well, the Mana Tower is also a good target. We know this Altar is going to get a lot of work done over the course of this game if we give it a chance. Right side, at least we've recovered our hand, and we've got the Rakas. We're still a ways off from playing that, and this Altar is certainly getting a lot of work done. Ah, dang, it does just end up barely surviving. Oh well. Okay, so yeah, it looks like it's just going to be Acolyte into Acolyte Summon. Play it just out of reach of that Mothra. And we can play a Reconciliation if we want to. Alternatively, we might kill off the Altar with the Bear Hog and just do a little... Hey, Beastly, thanks for stopping by. Just do a little bit of damage to the Mothra. But we'll see what happens. Oh, he passed. Okay. He's wanting me to attack the Mothra with my Acolyte first. That way he can kill it with his Mothra. But instead, I'm just going to walk all the way forward and kill off that Altar. A little risky leaving that Mothra hanging out, but that's okay. Ooh, Blessing of the Meek. Tempting. So Blessing of the Meek can work well on Acolyte, but it's a little risky if you've summoned the Bear Hog and you have your Acolyte this far forward. Generally, you want to bless the Bear Hog and have the Acolyte back. So considering that we're in a position where one of these is almost definitely going to die, I don't think it's worth blessing. So I think we will just throw out the Loremaster. I'm a little concerned about letting the Loremaster die, though. This is tricky. Maybe we will go for a Blessing of the Meek play here. It's definitely tough. Loremaster would be nice. How much does this do? 17 to 23. Okay, so he can't kill Loremaster, and we can heal Loremaster up. Although if he does play another dot, yeah, I really don't want to lose my Loremaster right now. So maybe we'll just go for a Faithful Drake and a Reconciliation this turn. I think we're just going to go hard on his face. Just force him to pull that Mothra back to defend. And we may take out a Mana Tower too. He's likely playing... there's some rats. Yeah, we're just going to get Acolyte on his face. We're going to take out that Mana Tower. Probably throw a Reconciliation on a castle, but maybe we'll do it. Okay, he's going pretty aggressive himself now. We're getting close to the Rakanoth, which should be able to clean up our side of the board. Now, that is the one downside to it being the last will now. Oh, I messed up there. I should have moved the Faithful Drake in to attack Castle earlier, but oh well, what's done is done. Can Loremaster kill that rat? Okay, so I'm going to go take a whack at this rat. That way Loremaster will be able to kill it next turn. And I guess we're just going to heal up a little bit here. Alright, so definitely a Loremaster turn. We're not even worried about him dying since we have a spare. I may go ahead and... yeah, I think I'm going to be digging for another Blessing of the Meek. Ooh, okay, he's getting very, very aggressive here. Well, I guess we're definitely not playing Blessing of the Meek this turn, because our field is going to get nuked. But luckily so is his, aside from his Kai Jr. here, which is going to be a bit of an issue. But either way, we're going to be throwing down Loremaster. We want to keep it out of reach of the Mothra. Let's see. Do we want to draw a Drake, or do we want to look for... Yeah, I think we want a Drake, because we need a target for Blessing of the Meek after all. Tough spot to be in here. No, I guess we're just going to pass and try to force him to bring one of these into Loremaster's range. Okay. Ooh, we are getting very low on health. Luckily, we do have reconciliation. Yeah, we may not be winning this one. I think Raka will let us recover, though. Little uncomfortable, though. Very uncomfortable. Because if he has another dot spell, we're probably just dead. My alternative is trying to play Reconciliation and trying to clean up his board, but I don't think I'll be able to clean up his board with anything but Raka. So, while it's a little risky to play the Raka, the alternative is almost a certain death. So, yeah, I don't think we really have a choice here. Raka it is. Feels bad, we don't have a mana tower down. I guess we just have to pray that there is no more dots in his hand. If we survive this turn, I think we'll be able to swing things around. A little unfortunate, though, we got the early blessings, but we didn't get the chance to play them. Alright, so obviously we're cleaning these up, because that just has to happen. And then we're going to pass to hopefully get that troll to come into Tarius. Oh, okay. Oh, he did. Alright, so yep, we'll waddle on up here. Shoot that. Next turn we'll be able to heal up a little bit. Whew, get a mana tower down. King Kaiju, okay. I've made a mistake putting... Well, I guess there was no way to get Tarius out of reach of King Kaiju. This is really bad for us, though, because Absorb is particularly hard on this deck in general. We've got all these Flame Basts that we usually rely on dealing with big enemy threats, but yeah, the deck we're up against very specifically is pretty hard on us. Either way, we need to get a mana tower down. I'm going to draw a card. I think we want another Drake, because, we're up against, we are reaching the point where we could potentially burn him down, too, but I think we need bodies right now. And let's go ahead and heal up. So, yeah, we know this King Kaiju is just going to trade into this Raka, and it is going to explode. It's going to kill my Tarius. I put this mana tower in a bad spot. Okay, I can protect it. I'll bridge forward this way. Yep, and then... Good. Oh, okay, Tarius does actually survive. He should have... Alright. Well, we may still be in this. It's gonna be tight, though. So we'll get some damage in there, get the Drake up. Yeah, we'll put the Drake here, why not? We'll probably be doing Blessing of the Meek to try and finish off that King Kaiju scene here. Yeah, I think now... Okay, I think we've drawn all of our Drakes, because I think I played one earlier. Usually if I'm not on Twitch here, I actually write down what I've drawn so I don't forget. But I'm pretty sure I've drawn all my Drakes. So let's start by drawing another spell. See where that gets us. Alright, incinerate. Yeah, we are rapidly approaching the point where we could just burn his castle down, which is super gross, but that's okay. Right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and play a Magma Titan. Oh wait, no, duh. He has Absorb. That would be a very dumb thing to do right now. So we're probably going to... Okay, so we need to kill that this turn. So maybe we play another Loremaster and then save a little bit for Meek. A little bit tough right now. The alternative is we could play the Drake and... Yeah, okay, I think another Loremaster is our best bet here. I need to be careful, though, because if I give him... I don't want to give him a checker path to castle, because I'm not sure how fast I can kill this. Alright, so my main concern is if he drops at body blocks, then that means, ooh, Magic Eater. Okay, ooh, this is getting real dangerous. Yeah, because I basically... yeah, Absorb is just such a bad matchup for us. Why is it timing me out? Gosh, rude. Alright, I guess we'll play the Meek. You know, I have to kill King. I'm in just big trouble all around. Okay, so... I guess we're going to focus on the Magic Eater. Doesn't feel great, because we may just end up dying to King for doing that. So that may have been a misplay, but I was panicking due to my limited time there. Uh-oh, well, we may just be dead no matter what, because Absorb is a horrible, horrible matchup for us. Our only hope is... no, because, yeah, this is just rough. Oh, okay, he's not going to take the path to... Oh, he's got an altar down. Alright, so we're just pretty much boned no matter what. Okay. Well, there is a very... I'm probably just dead to this altar. Do I die to the altar? I do. I die to the altar. Alright, so that was just about the worst possible matchup we could have gotten for our burn-focused deck. But as you can see, you know, we still put up a pretty good fight there. Had we played that Meek a little earlier rather than getting hit by that really brutal dot, we may have been okay. But, oh well, you can't win them all. That is a particularly bad matchup for us. Alright, so on this hand, I want to find a 2-drop, so obviously, like, Mobster into Meek is good. Meek on Titan's okay too. You never want to keep your targets draw targets other than Meek. So what I want to find is 1-drop Mobster, 2-drop into Blessing. So we're up against a potential mirror here, but it could also just be rune shenanigans, or... It's hard to say for sure. So no 2-drop, but Mobster's fairly close, and we still have... do I want to take the attack? I don't think I do. Yeah, we're just going to end the combat. We can live with that. Alright, no 2-drop, a little unfortunate, but that's okay. And we're primed for Meek next turn, which is sort of the other reason I didn't attack, because I'd really like to have one of these with full health to play Meek on. Ooh, well, I guess I'm going to get neither of them. So I guess we're trading in, because they're going to die either way. Yeah, I think Magma Titan's going to be our best bet. He's a little too beat up for me to really want to play Meek on him, but we do have a Faithful Drake. Faithful Drake will be a very good Meek target here. Definitely not going to attack the Knight's Shield, that would be silly. So we're set up pretty well for next turn here. Likely it's going to be Meek plus Acolyte. And Flame. Yeah, we may end up trying to focus that down rather than just going face with Meek. Oh, although he's playing it very defensively, so we'll see what happens here. So drop the Acolyte, call that good for the moment, and we'll see what he does, as that will depend on... Yeah, I may just go clear off that Cleric. I think we know we're playing that because, you know, he's got 0 gold, so this is the perfect time to play Meek. It's the question of, do I want to try and finish off that eye real quick-like and take some damage on my Drake? Or I guess if... Yeah, no, we're just gonna... This is tough. I think I am just going to clear off the Sensitive Cleric for the moment, though. Acolyte will get a little ping on it. Well, he's surrendering off. I mean, a Meek Drake is pretty scary. He probably just doesn't have a clean answer. Little bit of a shame that he gave up so soon, but maybe he just had to go, and it wasn't about throwing in the towel. But that was going to be a pretty tough spot. When you get an early Meek like that, especially on a flyer, it can be pretty hard to recover from. Alright, so Pyromancer is pretty big. Like, I definitely don't want the Incinerator right now. Like, in general, you don't want to keep your Loremaster targets. But I do want to find a 2-drop here. So it's the question of, do I toss the Pyromancer as well, or do I just save the Pyromancer as one of my win conditions here? I think Pyromancer is good enough that we're going to keep him, and since we're up against... This is either an Archdruid deck, so we really want the AoE, or it's a Drawmoth deck, in which case the AoE won't be very good. But I think we're going to hold on to the Pyro either way. You know, we do have an opening play, and we have a lot of 2-drops, so we're liable to find a 2-drop anyways. Okay, Reconciliation. It's no 2-drop, but it will let us heal up Mobster to make him a viable Meek target here. Yeah, I think we're just going to run him all the way forward. If he wants to trade in with Lumbering Oak, that's fine by me. I rather like the Nutarius a lot. He's very different, you know, you have to completely build around him now, and he doesn't fit into a lot of the old decks that he used to, but he feels really good, too. I think we're just going to be going fairly aggressive here. I'm going to drop the Priest into range of being able to heal this mobster or taking out the book, depending on what happens. Okay, so he is just blocking face. He's nervous about how aggressive we may be, which we can be quite aggressive. So in that case, I think we're just going to punch the tree, come up, and shoot the books. You know, we have a reconciliation for the mobster anyways. And I think this turn's going to be... We'll see what he does, but we're probably playing our Meek. I'm not sure on who yet, though. Like, Meek on a Priest is pretty solid, too. So, yeah, we're just going to end some and see what he does. Interesting. We will get more bang for our buck on the mobster in this case. Like, if there was something I wanted to just shoot down without taking counter damage, I would have less than the priest. But I think what we're actually going to do here is I'm going to heal the mobster and then Meek the mobster, because that should get us the most value, because Guardians get a lot of stats when they level. The Priests don't, but the range is really good too. And now we can just start hammering face. When you get an early Meek off like that, you usually tend to win. And with these Flame Blasts, ooh, okay, he's got a very strong answer. He's going to peel that Meek right off that mobster. So we could be going for Flame Blast plan, but he's not low enough for it to be worth doing that. We may just end up Flame Blasting an Owlbear. But alternatively, we could get the Pyro down. I think we're just going to go for the Pyro. Force him to sort of choose between, does he want to kill my Pyro or does he want to strip the mobster? Ah, he went for the Pyro. I will take that. Now I have the question of, do I just go face? Yeah, we do. We just go face. Because hitting him again will put him into just Pyromancer kill range, or Flame Blast kill range. Which is a very disgusting way to win a game, but that's okay. And I'm surprised he went... I mean, Pyromancer is a pretty big threat, but this is a bigger threat, and... Oh, he probably didn't have the gold. Duh. He didn't have the gold to strip off the Demonic Mobster that turn. So we probably just went off of Flame Blasts, but I can only cast one this turn, so with that in mind... now we're just going to hold. Yeah, so we'll probably just play Reconciliation on something, and a Flame Blast. Actually, we're on initiative. It's just over, isn't it? I've been overthinking this. I think Ark is trying to say that he thinks Meek decks are brain dead. Not quite sure. I don't have any issue with Meek decks generally. I think they leave plenty of counterplay, and they're strong, but it's certainly not my usual style of deck. But I figured since I brought it to the tournament and did quite well there, I should show it off here. And I do sort of like it. Like, I like that it's combo intensive. I like the new Loremaster. Lots of cool stuff going on here. Alright, so a little bit tough here. It's too early for Raka. Don't want the Faithful Drake because we want a Loremaster Tarius. But then there's the question of, do we keep both or neither or one of our mages here? I think we'll just hold on to the Pyromancer for now. Just give us a nice early win condition. I mean, I will often keep a single Loremaster in my starting hand, but I really do want to look for some more early game pressure. And I didn't want to keep both of them. Okay, perfect. We've got some early drops with Meek. Very nice. No 2-drop yet, so if we don't draw a 2-drop, that's going to be unfortunate. It's going to set us back on tempo. But we do have a lot of 2-drops here. Oof, okay, so we're just going to miss a turn. That is going to be very unfortunate. I am not going to trade into that Banshee right now. because I do not feel like running away. So, very sad that we... well, Banshee hits pretty solid now. Yeah, it does have level 1 stats, which is a little rough. I think we're just going to play Acolyte. Solid. I've got the gold for the summon. Well, I could have Meek Mobster. That would not feel great, especially because he was... Well, I guess we're going to be able to kill off the Banshee with the Acolyte, but yeah, it just did not feel like the right time for Meek. So, I'm going to pull him out of Banshee range, and we're going to come up, clean off the Banshee before he can get his effect. I did make a mistake there. I needed to play my Bear Hog first, so that the zombie would have had to trade into that, but oh well, mistakes happen. They happen very frequently when I'm on stream. Tricky. I do want to play the Pyromancer, but if I do, it's just going to die. Sadly, nothing is in range of these Magma Titans, so a very awkward turn for us. We're probably just going to end up losing that Acolyte there instead of getting the Bear Hog out is really going to set me back. And we may just go for the Incinerate on the Crypt this turn. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's our play here. We're just going to clean up that Crypt, and we'll play the Pyromancer when we have initiative, and we'll see where that takes us. Question is though, okay, so Pyromancer is probably not going to be able to kill that Reaper, so our Pyromancer is probably just going to die immediately. So with that in mind, maybe we just play the Magma Titan and a Priest. Doesn't feel great, but I don't feel like just suiciding the Pyromancer this early. So yeah, let's play the Titan, which will get some good work on that zombie. I want to make sure my Priest is out of range of that Dark Reaper, so I guess that just places it here, where it can shoot the zombie. I may not actually move my Magma Titan forward, though, because I don't want to put him into backstab range. Ah, he's not giving me the choice. That works for me. Okay, so this might be our Pyromancer turn. It depends what he plays. Dracula. This may actually just be another Magma Titan turn. We're likely to Flame Blast that Dracula, though. Could be Pyro and Reconciliation. It could be Magma and Flame Blast. I don't think we're really in a spot to be able to play Blessing of the Meek right now. Just a little unfortunate. Let's see. Dracula is 25. Okay, so Dracula will kill Pyromancer, unfortunately, so I was thinking maybe protect my Priest, but I guess we're just going to play another Magma Titan and probably Flame Blast that Dracula. And again, yeah, it doesn't feel great to Meek right now. Yeah, I think we're going to move up, but we're going to make a train to protect our back. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's not tip our hand quite yet. Let's move forward, cover our back, and clean up that Dracula. This will probably be... It'll be Pyro and Meek, or Pyro and Incinerate, depending on what he plays. I think we'll play the Pyro on... actually, it's a little tough. No, yeah, let's play the Pyro up top. We're not too worried about that single tombstone. So let's see what he has to respond to that. So I do believe just suiciding this Titan will clean up that Reaper fine. Another Dracula. Yeah, I think... Alright, so I think we're going to go ahead and, just on the off chance it somehow survives, we're going to move it out of the way. Alright, if Dracula is wounded, it shouldn't be able to kill Pyromancer. So I'm going to run forward, get a very nice Pyroblast. Yeah, you can't quite kill Pyromancer now. Perhaps I should have incinerated first, but I didn't want him to be able to hide the Dracula from the Pyro after that. Ah, he didn't go for the attack. Which means I will now get a nice clean kill on that Dracula. Oh, Fortify. Okay, we'll not get the clean kill, but it's still pretty beat up here. My hand is getting a little bit low. I mean, I do have the Reconciliation, and so I'm not too worried, but not seeing any Loremasters or Rakas by now is starting to get a little nerve-wracking, but we've got time. We've still got a bit of gas left in the tank here. That Dracula is just low enough on health that Pyro can just shoot him out of the air. So we could play... No, I guess we're just going to hold, and we're likely just going to dump our whole hand after he does some things here. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to heal Pyromancer, see what that gets us. I think we're just going to ignore the Dracula for now. I'm going to come up here with this Pyro. Get another nice flame explosion in here. Yeah, flame blasting that doesn't feel good. I think we're actually just going to get some spare mana. So I'm going to go ahead and Meek our Magma Titan, because that's going to be a massive threat. We're going to hold off the Flame Blast, probably to try and kill him next turn. That's probably going to be our finisher here. Yeah, Meek Magma Titan is going to be devastating there. 3, 6. Okay. Yeah, pretty sure we just have this secured now, but we're going to play it careful, play it cautious, because if he has a Fortify, I don't want to get caught off guard. So let's go ahead and get the Acolyte in range of Dracula, put the Faithful Drake here in range of both Dracula and Castle, and then hold the rest of our resources for Flame Blast and Pyro. Yeah, Meek Magma Titan is just massive, but okay, the ability to run away from him does buy him a little bit of time here. So I think we're going to actually just blast these with the Pyromancer. And then I'm going to go up and shoot that. Yeah, since we have enough damage, I'll oncoming from this Magma Titan. We didn't need the extra there, so we're gonna, this time I'm going to remember to actually summon my Bear Hog, though, before shooting. Not that it's a huge difference right now. Okay, he's throwing in the towel. He knows that there's no stopping that Magma Titan at this point. So just dumping this hand away, because we really want to find a Meek. Alright, this is solid. Oh, this is a very good start. It's got perfect curve Meek, Loremaster to refill our hand later. We're up against Val again here. He's on the green-red, which is likely the document Raka, another very strong list. Do I go for the books or do I go for the priest? I think we go for the books. Well, this game may already be secure. Unless he has removal in hand for when we try to play the Meek, this game is probably over. Although if he has removal, that's definitely gonna... Ooh, oh, okay. He is probably a Storm deck. He is probably Storm Raka. So he may still have an answer to this Meek. With that in mind, while you get more value by targeting the mobster with Meek, I'm actually going to target the books. This way, if he does have Storm Blast, then flying books will get killed, which is much preferable to mobster being killed. So, there's a bit of an odd play here. Oh, okay, I guess he's just bricked, but that does still just put us in pretty good position. Do we go for his mana tower, or do we just go hard face? I think we just go hard face. Let's keep the aggression up here. Flame Blast follow-up. Yeah, we may be able to just win the game with Flame Blast this turn, so with that in mind, we're going to save enough to play that. Oh, yep, there's that Typhoon. Sort of knew that was coming. Oh, so we won't have enough to get the kill now. I also, unfortunately, can't kill that Pyromancer, so yeah, we're just going to keep up the chip damage. I could play the Flame Blast, but that doesn't feel great now. Like, maybe I should have just killed off the Pyromancer with it. That also doesn't feel great, since I think Mobster will be able to trade into him on my initiative. So we're just going to grab some extra mana, because we're going to need that later if we have to transition into the late game. Right, okay, yep, alright. This Mobster is big enough to kill that Pyro. We have a backup Loremaster, so we can be a little reckless with our first one. Our other option is just to do Acolyte and Priest, which might be better. Yeah, actually, let's do that, because that'll give us the opportunity to potentially heal some stuff up. So let's do that. Play it a little safer with our Loremasters, because once we hit the 7+ gold turn, he's going to start dropping back-to-back dragons, which is going to get rough. Ooh, okay. I think if I heal this mobster, it will then have enough to kill Pyromancer. Little risky, because I don't know for sure, but we're going to roll with that. So we're going to heal him and pray that's enough. Okay, so now we can kill the Pyromancer. Is it going to go for the Acolyte, or is it going to clean up the mobster? It's cleaning up the mobster. We could go face, or we could trade into the Acolyte, but considering he's on initiative, trading into the Acolyte doesn't do too much for us right now, especially since we can... Actually, no, it'll be good, because that Flame Blast or Magma Titan's effect will be able to kill the Pyromancer before it'll have a chance to act if I go ahead and weaken it a little bit first. Actually, it may be 1 damage short. Okay. I did not expect Flash Grenade. I guess he's running Maddie to get the Flash Grenades in. Interesting. Now, we're probably just going to end up doing the burn victory this game. So let's go ahead and start drawing spells, see if we can just find a few more Flame Blasts, because it only takes 2 Flame Blasts and an Incinerate to just win right now. And if we get a whack in with any of our mages here, that's even less. Yeah, we may just win. Yeah, I think we may have just won off of Flame Blast and Tarius, actually. Especially since we're going to get to draw an extra right now. Okay, now it's looking like even if he... Yeah, I'm pretty sure just Tarius plus Flame Blast would do it, but we're also going to throw an Incinerate in the mix. Worst possible way to win. Very gross, but you gotta do what you gotta do. I will probably not be playing this deck again after the last tournament and this match. I just wanted to show how powerful it is, on the hopes that maybe it'll get nerfed, because I do not like Burn being a strong deck, but it's also not really that gross of a deck either. Like, it's not a Burn or Aggro Blast, it just has a couple strong reach spells, so it's not offensive, but it's certainly not really my style. I'm pretty sure this is wrapped up. He did brick pretty hard in the early game. So, Rack and Flame Blast for the win. We even have the backup Incinerate if he does have... I don't think there's really much he has in those colors to stop that Flame Blast. Okay, he's taking his rematch here. Hopefully he won't brick so hard in the early game, because that's not a... Like, that was doubly unpleasant way to win there. Like, he not only did he brick in the early game, but then I took a burn victory. Just unfortunate all around. So, as we discussed earlier, you know, if I only had Loremaster, I'd probably keep him. But I really want to get my early game set, and I don't want to keep both of them, and Pyromancer's better early on. So we're just going to toss the Loremaster for later. Okay, not terrible, but not great. You know, no turn 1 play, but we do at least have turn 2 and 3. So we're not bad off. Not as good of hand as we have been seeing. Okay, Defying Books even better than Priest. Okay, a little awkward here, because we don't want to waste the Magma Titan's effect. So yeah, I think it's just going to be Priest. And hopefully he'll be willing to move that Magma Titan. He was not. So we could just go face, could try to shoot that down. I could try to heal. I don't really feel like healing up the books. This is certainly a little bit of an awkward spot. So if I run forward, priest is going to die. Alright, so I think we're just going to take a whack at his castle and then pass and say, hey, you need to move up that Magma Titan. If you don't, I'm going to end this combat on you. Okay, he took the bait. I'm a little surprised, actually, because that since I'll be on initiative, I'll get 2 shots on him. And in addition to... we go for the Pyro. Yeah, I think we go for the Pyro. Actually, no, this is a little awkward, because if I want to Pyro, then I'm putting myself in Magma Explosion range, which is a little unfortunate. But I think we're going to go for it. So we can always just not use his ability and kill the Magma Titan. But if he puts down a wall of units, then I can explode them too. So Pyro gives us a lot of options. Okay, so yeah, I think we're just going to take a clean kill. And we can use Pyromancer's ability later, just conserve our mana for the moment. Oh, goodbye, Pyro. That's okay. Pyro has served its purpose. Oh, Meek. Looking like gonna be... Alright, so Magma Titan can kill Priest even at full health, so there's no point in healing him. So a little awkward. Because I have to choose between... Well, okay, perhaps we will heal him. And then we'll drop our own Titan, because now maybe he can't kill Priest? Oh, good. I was hoping that would be how it worked out. He can't quite... Oh, okay, well, he's just going to return the favor with the cards he stole from me to clean up that way. That's fine. It would have been nice to get... Perhaps I should have just reserved for the Meek here, but I really wanted to get more value on board. This turn we're probably going to play the... Oh, Flash Grenade. Ooh, very nice. And I think... Tough here. Perhaps we play the Drake then. Let's try to aim for Drake and Meek. Getting this early Meek is going to get some damage in. And we know he's down at least 1 spell removal. He does likely have more, though. Ooh, Maddie, that's... Ooh. This is not... Okay, so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back here. That way, if he wants to shoot it, he has to step forward into... Well, I guess he can step down. Awkward. Well, I think we're just going to pass, see what he does, and then we can play the Meek next turn. Okay, so he's going to shoot the Drake. Well, I'm surprised he gave me the opportunity to kill the Maddie, though, so I will take it. I'm going to play the Meek. And hope he doesn't have another Storm Blast. Ooh, it's just barely going to survive. Dang. Alright, I don't really want to play the Pyromancer when I don't have initiative. chance. Although that Pyromancer could get a lot of value right now. Yeah, with how clumped up he is, I may go for the Pyromancer. I think first I will play a Con Artist, though, see what I can draw. See what options that presents. Thief, document forgery. I think we are, let's see, how much damage? Okay, so potentially 18. He's on initiative. I don't think he can kill my Pyromancer if I set it here. It's a little risky, though. Alright, so this is at half, so this can do at most 9 damage, and this can do 18. I'm pretty sure Pyromancer survives. I may be wrong, though. If this does kill Pyro, I'm going to be very sad. Uh-oh, okay. He keeps stealing my heals. I know what he has in his colors, but I'm not expecting him to, have my cards. Well, when we get at least this way, still get to clean this up. Do we just move forward with the Con Artist? No, because I don't want him to be able to explode on my Faithful Drake, so we're just going to take a whack right here and keep chipping away at his castle with books. Alright, so I guess we'll play the Thief, see where that gets us. Sentry Golem, interesting. What on earth is he playing? I do think it is definitely Loremaster time. And let's see here. We've played 2 Drakes. Yeah, let's start drawing our burns. Uh-oh. Raka. Not good at all. Ooh, that hurt. Alright, so Flame Blast will hopefully get us out of this sticky situation. I think I'm just going to clear that up and shoot the Raka. Because if we can kill the... okay, he's going to be... I think he'll be in Flame Blast kill range, which means we'll be able to use that last will against him. Though unfortunately... this is actually really tough still. Because I really don't want Raka to hit my face, but it is going to be very hard to body block this. But we may be able to pull it off with the Sentry Golem that was loaned to us. So, how much health do you have? 47. Okay, so there's no way he can kill that. So the most damage he can get out is 15, or 30, about 30. So anything that's got over 30 health is viable to play. But I do believe that leaves us with only Sentry Golem as our only option here. And we are going to turn that last will against him real hard here. If he plays this right, he is still going to get the explode on my castle, which is going to be... Ooh, okay. But, alright, I'm going to make him pay. Wait, is Incinerate enough? Okay, we gotta do the Flame Blast. Okay, this is going to be crippling. That was a real nice recovery for us. And we have hand for days here. Should be able to clean those up nice and easy with our mages here. The question is, do I want to play the books or just save for the acolyte? I think we're just going to save for the acolyte. I smell another Raka coming. Deck out may end up being a concern this game, though, with how many cards he's stealing from me and how much this deck draws. Although we are going to reach a point where we can just burn his castle down. Oh, document forgery. That messes me up a bit here. I mean, I can still get the clean kill on that. Another Raka, so he's probably going to force our hand again into trying to clear that off. Alright, well, let's draw another spell here. So I have a very awkward... I think we're going to play the books, because I don't mind the books dying. So this way he can't move the Raka forward 2 into my castle's range. But he will almost definitely hop down here, kill the Loremaster. Do need to get some more. Made this Drake up here. That leaves us with enough to Flame Blast. Flame Blast probably isn't enough now. And really we want to actually... Actually, I'm just going to go for the Meek play right now, because we're going to be on initiative. And if we can then just double tap his Raka with these Incinerates, we can punish whatever he plays. So we're going to play the Meek now. Alternatively, this does give us the potential to just start doing the Flame Blast victory here. So it's going to depend on what he does. Like, I may just double tap the Raka with my Incinerates. Or I will. So I need to save 6 gold. Which does not leave me with much to play here. Yeah, so I think we just have to play nothing and either start nuking castle or clear off the Raka. So, yep, we're just going to play nothing. And we'll see what he does. So. Because I may be able to just race to victory with burn here. Not having a clean... Let's see, Drake is now doing 25 damage. So it's a little bit of an odd situation, but I think I get more damage. Yeah, alright, so weirdly enough, if I incinerate a Draconic Temple to get it out of the way, then Drake can go face... Yeah, I think we're just going to be rushing to victory here. It's a little risky, though, because he'll be on initiative next turn. It's just going to depend on what he plays. Pyromancer. Okay, now we're going to punish this real hard with the Incinerator. We're just going to clean... He is going to get the Pyromancer play off, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. We're just going to blow up his whole field here. I don't know, Pyromancer will survive, but that's okay. It's going to be very beat up. Oh, shit. Obliterate. Right. I have made a bit of an unfortunate mistake there, because Obliterate doesn't proc Raka. So that's a little unfortunate. I think we're still just going to... Okay, these officially just do about the same. Yeah, I think we are still... do I kill the Pyromancer, or do I just focus on rushing face? This is tricky. If he drops a Vile Wrath, my go-face plan is going to fail. But I will have more burn to draw with Loremaster, so... very awkward. But... this is tough. This is tough. So I could clean the Pyromancer, or I could start face rushing. Whew. Alright, I'm going to play it safe. Hey, there's Raka. So. Oh, and he gave me a document forgery to use with my Raka. How kind of him. That's probably going to be our play. So we'll see what he does. Ooh, it's a burst now, isn't it? Ooh. Maybe we can just play it now. Yeah, screw it. Let's just clean his board up a bit now. Nice to be able to hit the fat bard, but... or get the rock. No, we're going to save it because we want... well, okay. I'm not going to be able to get it in... rock is not going to be into castle range anyways. Although, right, okay. If I don't play it, then I can Flame Blast the Sentry Golem, so I think that's our actual plan. Because he's probably going to want to block the Raka. He pretty much has to. And then he's going to want to keep Fat Bard here to keep Faithful Drake off of face. He pretty much has to. Which will then give me the clearance to give him a nice, nasty little surprise with Flame Blast, which will clear Raka to go face on that Bard. And then, yeah, I think this is secured now. Because Faithful Drake... okay, now this is over, because just the document forgery alone after I attack with Drake is going to do it. Val took one game off of us today with his Absorb deck, since it's like the worst possible matchup for us. But we're tearing everything else up. It's nice to see some new players here, too. We have a very healthy lobby today. While we're waiting for a match, let's look at some other Loremaster stuff I've been working on. Okay, not this one. So, Loremaster just combos so nicely with Meek. He's been a very nice addition to another deck I've spotlighted in the past. Last time we spotlighted my Black Meek deck, our win rate was not as good as we would have liked, but Loremaster, I think, has changed that for us. It is feeling a lot happier now with the ability to draw those blessings reliably. So I will probably do another deck feature in the future, just updates. We'll probably do a stream that's just going to be dedicated to updating some of my older lists now that I've had a few patches coming through.
reduce costs. Making
Alright, so I know we've talked about keeping one pyro, but because we have a Meek in hand, that changes everything. Now we just really want to look for minions to play Meek on instead. Okay, so no one drop, which is a little unfortunate, but we do at least curve 2 into 3, and Faithful Drake is a very good Meek target. Early Storm, always rough, but bright side, at least he's used that before we play Meek. So this is probably our Meek turn, so we'll drop the Mobster to block him, and pray he doesn't have another Stormblast here.
2 of them this week. I got
It's going to be an interesting race, but I'm going to win it because I have the Flame Blast in hand. Unless he has another Storm Blast, this game is probably over. If he does have a Storm Blast, he may just have one right there. Like, right now is the deciding turn for the game.
yeah, it would be bad.
Yeah, he may just have lost next turn. Double Flame Blast plus Faithful Drake's probably going to do it. Okay, I don't have the gold to play double Flame Blast, but that's okay. Okay, may as well come kill that. Let's go ahead and heal this up and save the rest for a Flame Blast. Getting some very, very good work in with this demonic lobster, just cleaning up his side of the field. But yeah, this game is pretty well over. Not having an answer to my Meek turn is making this pretty much game over. Yeah, because 2 Flame Blasts are just going to finish it. Oh, he stole one of my Flame Blasts, though.
Yeah, when you're entertained.
Well, and some reconciliation. He may still be in this. He's just barely in this, and for now.
And it just lowers your stamina until.
But looks like I have another Meek Drake lined up here. Oh, but he got a body blocker. Ooh. And I can clear off the books with Typhoon Blast. Oh, the donations he's giving me are working out very. Ooh, that was risky. Alright, but no, I think we're just going to play the Drake. Plan to Typhoon Blast the flying books out of the way, since flying can't fly over other flyers.
And then you can choose one of the other 2.
And get another Meek play in. Oh, some kunais. Okay. Alright. Not going to let me get another Meek play in. A little bit awkward here. I think we're still going to Flame Blast here, because there's the chance that Typhoon Blast may be able to just finish him off. And, okay. Another burn victory. Not very satisfying, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Alright, it's coming back for a rematch here. Alright, so we definitely don't want the Drakes, and really we don't want the Magma Titan either, so we're going to keep the Pyro for our early win condition, and try to replace some opening plays. Alright, not bad. 2 drop into 3 drop into 4. Not bad. Not great,
That's
but
for
not bad.
the animals.
Would have been nice to see Mobster last turn, but oh well.
So I know how to
Early
set
Storm
this up.
Blast,
Like
always.
these tables. Let's see which one. We got improved
Now, hopefully he'll
resources.
give us... Okay, nope, we have a 2-drop, so we're good either way. So we'll either Magma Titan if he gives us something to hit with it, or we will Acolyte.
Alchemy benches.
Is that a clean kill? Oh, it is.
Just
Very
this.
nice.
Fancy for you? Okay, let me Oh, it's this one. It's yeah.
Defending our back from the burst assassin we know can
This
return.
Shit that I've been getting off that.
Yeah, I guess we can't really protect the mobster's back, but we can live with that. Yeah, it's probably going to be a way sets up for a very nice Magma Titan, so yeah, Magma Reconciliation it is. We'd like to play the Pyromancer, but it doesn't feel good right now. Is it going to be big enough to kill the Titan once it comes back down? I hope not. Ah, dang. It was rough. That's fine. We can still just walk up, smack that, and heal that tiny bit of damage there. Okay, looks like Loremaster turn. So we'll drop Loremaster. Fairly aggressive. Actually, no, we don't want to get flashbanged, so I'm going to drop him out of flashbang reach on this ninja here. And we're going to hopefully find a Meek to go with our Magma Titan.
I gotta make the bigger one.
We still have another turn to find him. We've got lots of options here. We've got Raka, we've got potential Meek. We're in a pretty good spot.
Man, it's just like
Attacking Forgery, getting a draw and an extra dwarven weapon. It's very nice.
And he respawns like every 20 minutes.
I think it is great. No initiatives. I don't actually want to be aggressive with my Tarius here, so I'm going to pull him back, shoot that, and then walk forward and punch that castle. Now we have a ton of options for next turn. Oof. That was a little bit rough. He needed to move his things out of the way first.
You know, like when you choose your religion in the character creation.
Do we go for the Raka? Or do we go for draw? Yeah, I think we go for the Raka. It's just too good not to play right now. Probably shouldn't have left its back open to the trapdoor ninja, but oh well. Should have played it just in front of the thief. This is fine. I guess there was no way to avoid it, because Thief was going to backstab it, which is going to turn him around, so I played him in the right spot. Because flying can't go over dragons either, so that was the right play.
Much like exactly what we
Nice flash grenade there. Guess perhaps I should have played it up. Oh well, what's done is done. So we'll come up in front of castle. This way we can. This does mean I'm sacrificing my Tarius, but I can live with that. He's now going to drop the assassin, which is going to clean kill Tarius, but that's okay. That's one less thing he has working on the Raka. Oh, okay, never mind. He's going to leave Tarius alone and focus on the Raka. Because if he can kill...
See, that's how I know exactly where to go.
If he can kill the Raka... Oh, he made the same mistake I did a game ago and obliterated the Raka. Hey, Redmaster, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, the competition in general has just amped up a lot. Like, everybody's been catching up. It's been getting harder and harder to compete. It's been nice. We've seen lots of cool new decks, all kinds of cool stuff going on here. Although our latest blacksmithy bounce deck's a bit of an abomination. Anyways, back to the game at hand. Alright, so I think we're going to draw... I think we're still going to go for the Raka here. We are going to draw either a Drake. We have one Drake, so we're going to keep grabbing some spells here. And I think just time for another Raka. Usually I like to play Raka where I placed Loremaster, as that gives him just the most reach, but this is decent enough as well. You don't want to play him straight on castle, because he's easier to block that way. Interesting. Played him back to... That's odd. Usually you really want to try to stop Raka's advance. He still has gold though, so. But now he's played into the explosion.
It fills up as you complete things and stuff. Like
3 plus 6, 17, 18.
But when the purge is activated, it's
very little difference. Ooh, I actually attack here.
It spawns a bunch of enemies around your base. And it's just like 3 different waves, and the difficulty depends on where your base is. So, yeah.
All those donated cards are clogging up our hand. But we're in a pretty good spot here, because we can just run Raka up to face and clear whatever he puts down with our burn. Ooh, that's a tough one to clear, but Flame Blast. Flame Blast is still going to do it. Yeah, nope, that's game over for him here. Alright, so we need to save enough. Alright, so we need Mana Burst to be able to Flame Blast, so that's got to happen. And then I think we just save the rest to get the Incinerate kill. Given Raka Explosion's going to do it too. So this should be comfortably won. Well, actually, no, we'll see what happens here. What's he got for me? He has to play Burst. Like, unless he's got Burst, this is game over. Oh, he does have Burst. I think actually I'm going to snag my Raka back. And we may as well clean that up while we're at it. Don't even need the Flame Blast now that I got that bounce damage off. Now, do we just play the Raka again?
I went to sleep last night.
I think we do. Again. Yeah, no, I think actually we play the Temple first. And then we play the discounted Raka. It doesn't leave us with anything spare to do things with, but that's okay. That's pretty good value there. Just using those donated cards against him. And now we're right back to where we were a moment ago of Flame Blast will clear off anything he tries to block with. Sadly don't have the Incinerate as well, but that's okay because we can just drop some mages down to get some extra work in. And Flame Blast plus connecting with Raka, leaving us with 0 mana, so Raka will explode, should get the job done, if the Raka attack alone doesn't do it. The Raka attack alone will likely do it here. Alright, so we need to... Oh, he's just surrendering. Guess he didn't even have a body block. It was over, though. Like, there was no way he was going to stop the Flame Blast and the Pyromancer and the Raka. Don't know why his new nickname for me is Calculator. Let's grab 1 or 2 more before we wrap up for the day. When did Red make this comment? Is there a video I've missed? I see. There's a voice chat going on that I'm not participating in currently because I'm streaming. Alright, so let's see what other folks are playing right now.
Over here.
So, Meritron, a little bit of a newer player, but he's been around for a little bit too. Playing white-blue, so presumably some mana ramp into big Yenroth. Alternatively, it could be a lightning deck with Ragnar's. And over here, we've got what appears to be Dead Beast. Okay, he's playing the Squirrels, so that's actually more likely either Archdruid or Circle. A little hard to say for sure, though. we may go ahead and just call it there for the stream, or maybe we'll finish this game out. Alright, we will either, if we get an auto match, we will play one more game. If we don't, we will commentate on this one and wrap it up there. So, Ember's just getting that crypt value. Neutron's trying to keep the pressure up. He cleared off the ranged unit with winds. So he already had the blizzard, so didn't really get its secondary effect. But clearing a ranged unit's always nice. But contending with the zombies at the same time is a bit rough. We are quickly approaching Yenneroth possibilities, which is going to be a pretty devastating blow. Over here on Vember's side, we are okay, we're going for the pack. It's sure looking like the Dead Beast list, but it still could be a circle deck. Because wolves do work very well with circle as well. Oh, okay, so over on the left we have an Archdruid. Not what I expected from those colors. I expected the Archdruid to potentially be on Vember's side, but not on the left, because usually if you're playing white-blue, it's because you're trying to get enough mana to fuel those Ragnars or Yenneroths. But you can't go wrong with Archdruid. She is just a strong card in general. So I'm guessing, I mean, he may also be playing Yenneroth as well, so maybe he's just playing heavy mana with both Yenneroth and Archdruid. The Blizzard really makes me think he's doing Yenneroth, so this way, no matter what his hand looks like, he's always going to find a nice mana sink for all that extra mana. Very interesting. I've been experimenting with white-blue Yenneroth decks for a while, and I've had trouble finding one I'm really happy with. Maybe I need to give Archdruid Yenneroth a shot. That is a lot of mana, though. It's already a bit tough to afford Yenneroth as it is. But that being said, it's neat. No, I don't think I would personally mix them, because I really want to run Elsevier if I am running Archdruid. But it's certainly a neat idea. And second Archdruid, that's a little awkward. He really should have just he should have rebuilt his mana tower and started spamming her ability. There's really no sense in having two Archdruids on the field at a single time. Ooh, okay, and over on Vember's side, we got a Ferocity. So, maybe he's... And I'm still just not quite sure. Vember could be playing quite a few different things. Like, he could be playing the more good stuff Dead Beast, he could be playing the more Archdruid Ferocity, or he could be playing Circle, or some combination of... Those three decks have a lot of overlap. Oh, okay, hey, we're going to get our last match for the day in. Alright, so another one from Val here. He's presumably back on his very strange steel... It's a document deck, and it's just he's running Maddie for that bounce. Anyways, alright, so we got our 2-drop, so we just want to dump the rest to look for Meek. Not a bad hand. We've got a decent... Oh, okay, I'm pretty happy with this hand. We've got a very nice curve. No Meek, but we've got Loremaster, who is kind of... He's not really a win condition, but he just he's sort of a win condition. He's not a flashy one, but he brings a lot of value to the table. Yeah, we have a very nice curve going on here. Oh, the Typhoon Blast. But that's one thing we don't need to worry about for if we find ourselves a Meek here. Do we go after that mana tower? 17. It's going to take 3 shots to kill it, no matter what. Do we just go face? Now, he really wasn't playing that much mana, so I think we're just going to focus on trying to go face here.
This is the casting table. This is what we gotta.
Interesting. He's pulling the Magma Titan back. That to me says he's getting ready to play a Flash Bomb. Yep, there it is. Flash Bombs are definitely doing good work in his deck, and he's now also put me in an awkward position of I don't really have a good play, because I don't want to play the Magma Titan unless I've got something to use Inspect on. So he may just go ahead and incinerate his Titan. Doesn't feel great, but I think that's sort of what we got to do here, because playing our own Magma Titan just feels bad right now. And I don't have to worry about its last will with Incinerate either, so yep. Alright, so let's just go ahead, clean that off. Not the best use of Incinerate, but I still think that was better than trying to play a Magma Titan. With how much he likes to... Oh, he had another Flash Grenade. Oof, okay, so that's really going to backfire on us a bit here, but oh well. Looks like we're going to be playing Loremaster for a lack of something better to do here. We know he has a Magma Titan in hand, so we're going to play Loremaster out of reach, which will force him to drop it on the books for the most part. Perhaps I should have just played the Loremaster forward here, but ooh, he went for the Maddie. Interesting. That's actually quite concerning. So I think we're just going to pull the Loremaster back to safety. I do not want him getting free shots of that Maddie. Then it's a question of do we beat up the Maddie or do we just take some more face damage? I think we just take some more face damage. Alright, okay, maybe we will just Magma Titan down that Acolyte here. Not perfect, but not bad either. Alright, so 1 Magma Titan. I would actually like to get a Loremaster draw, though, so I think we're going to... Yeah, let's get a Loremaster draw. Alright, so Flame Blast we can use to clear off the Maddie if we need to. And now we play the Priest, but we want to keep the Priest out of reach of Fat Bard. If he wants to kill it with Maddie, you know, I can live with that. Actually, let's just play the Priest nice and safe. Okay, I failed to play the Priest nice and safe, because he can just shoot it with Maddie if he wants to, but oh well. That was not my best play, but not my worst either.
There's always going to be a one.
Being on initiative means we should be able to go over and start punching down that Maddie, but I think we're going to kill this while we have the chance. We're going to pass because we don't really want that Fat Bard to trade into Artarius. So he gave us a decent Magma Titan play, so I think we're probably going to be going for that. Drawing a card. And potentially Flame Blasting, depending on what he does. So let's start with the Tarius draw. It was a tough call placing him to block the priest or down below so he was closer to castle, but I do think that's the way to go. We could alternatively not go for the incinerate, but I do want to clear off that Maddie. Sniper is dangerous. I think our play is going to be to come up, clear the Fat Bard with Loremaster, and incinerate the Maddie. So let's start with that. That way he can't get another spell response on us here. And clean up that Maddie. Oh, flash grenade in the Maddie. Solid. I think we do just heal up our Loremaster. Looking being burst now is really nice. That's certainly concerning. So I think we're probably going to be flame blasting. So he's going to get the opportunity to trade into my Tarius, which is unfortunate. I don't want him to get into, let's see, 17, 19. Okay, so we'll do it this way. So it's a little unfortunate, because that means we play into the explosion, but let's go ahead and draw a card. I think I am going to... Do I want to bother mugging the mobster? Because I potentially kill it with Rakanoth's explosion here. But if I don't, it's going to get a free shot on Mana Tower. I can live with that, so I can always mug it later. Alright, so let's... Yeah, we're just going to hang tight in case we do need the mugging to finish off the Raka. Okay, he's making sure Tarius is going to die. Okay, right side, this means we will be able to turn his Raka against him here. Okay, I think... Alright, so we're going to go for the mugging on the Raka and finish it off with Mobster. That way we preserve our flame blast. I do want to get a Meek play this turn, so we're going to drop Faithful Drake, save some for the Blessing. So we're just not going to play the Loremaster, we're just going to play 2 Drakes and call that good for the moment. Is it worth flame blasting a Pyromancer? Doesn't feel great, but I don't want Pyromancer to get clean trades on my Meeks either. That being said, actually we're just not going to worry about it. We're going to set ourselves up for just a flame blast victory here. We're just going to ram Meek into face. Oh, I guess he's just surrendering, because, yeah, next turn I was going to be able to get another face ram with Drake plus the Flame Blast for game, so he knew it was over. And looks like we're going to call that a day. So that's Bookburn. You know, we lost out of our 10-ish matches today. We only lost one against Absorb, since that is just basically our worst possible matchup. It's a very strong deck. It's very flexible. It's got incredible draw engine, a ton of aggressive potential. It can answer backline stuff. It's got good AoE. It's not perfect against aggro decks, like a super aggressive list, but it does pretty well against those too, just by having a ton of early drops, and it does have the reconciliation. So it's a very strong deck. It's got pretty good matchups across the board, Absorb being the only one that's particularly hard on us because we are fairly spell heavy. So, you know, Absorb being the hardest, and, you know, we can go toe-to-toe with aggro. That's a pretty even matchup, and we're favored in most other matchups because we're faster than the other late-game decks. We deal with backline just fine. We can go toe-to-toe with lots of other big early threats, and it's just really solid. I wish it had a little less of a burn focus, but kind of hard to avoid with Warlocks, and it's not really too gross either. You know, it really does only have the 2 burn spells, which isn't that offensive. It's just always a little unfortunate when we use those to get the victory. But I'm pretty happy with it. New Loremaster is super cool. New Raka is super cool. It's top-notch list. Although one I hope not to run into too often, because it can be a little unpleasant to play against. So we'll call that a day, and we'll see you all next time.